Knights fans, and welcome back for the second edition of the Baseball Nights Roundup. And as always, I'm Chris Strauch, joined with the head coach of the FDU baseball program, Coach Puccio. Coach, how are you today?
All right. You know, I realized last week we never welcomed Kiefer as the new Kiefer the camera. Kiefer the cameraman is our new cameraman. We have a new host. You didn't mention that we have a new cameraman too.
Well, behind the scenes now, we have Kiefer Nunez, our video GA.
Yeah, see?
Producing our shows this year, been doing a wonderful job. So Kiefer, we welcome you to the program as well. We come here today with you coming off a win, and not just a regular win, but a 4-hour and 41-minute victory in 16 innings, 13-12 over Wagner in the final game of the series. How exciting was that?
It's a piece of cake. Everybody, we never had any doubt. I wish I could say that, right? The one thing I'll give the players, which I really admired about them, was, we were off to a bad start, and they could have easily rolled over that game. I think Wagner tied us. We took the lead, and we had the lead in the bottom of the ninth, and miscommunication cost us the game ending in 9 innings on a pop-up. And then we scored in the 10th, and they scored in about the 10th, and we scored I think we scored 3 in the 12th, and they scored 3 in the bottom of the 12th. So the kids could have quit at any time during that game, and I think it says a lot about their development and resiliency that they haven't. As you know, we're playing with a lot of kids out injured. In fact, last weekend Shane Siebler went down, so we lost him for the last 4 or 5 games, and that's not helping. So we're definitely playing a little bit shorthanded, and the fact that they could keep the stamina up to 16 innings was pretty impressive.
The first half of the series, I thought you outplayed Wagner, although it didn't show on the scoreboard. The middle two games were tough. But then in the finale, you go down 6-1 in the third inning, and you guys could have rolled over the way the season was. But they came back, and finally they put together an inning where the hits were falling. How satisfying and I guess relief was it to finally see that?
As you know, you do the stats for us, and every week as I've been looking at the stats, you see that the new guys' batting averages have been climbing. So hopefully it was only a question of time before that would start to become a regular thing. And Joel Roman had a phenomenal game. He had 5 hits for us. I think Riley had 4 hits that game, and Brett Bigger had 3, and a couple of other Fred Dylan Sprague had 3. So we're starting to get a lot more production out of people who just didn't have enough playing time yet to get it going. And as they get more playing time, hopefully that's going to develop into more experience. And more experience means better approaches at the plate, and that means hopefully more success.
Another one of your young guys this week, Logan Frady, who pitched a midweek game against Army in his second career start and went 6+ innings and left with a chance to have his first career victory. Didn't pan out, but then he comes back and pitched in the final 5 innings of that game. And comment on how he stepped up in the clutch.
It's another great example. I mean, he had brought him in the 12th, up 3. He gave up the 3 runs to tie the game. And then he stayed out there and pitched 4 shutout innings for us to get the win. And I think that says a lot about the kid's resiliency as well. I mean, Nick Cuno and him, I believe 3-3 combined. They've done a pretty good job for us. He did pitch a terrific game at Army. He's blossoming, he's developing into a nice little pitcher for us, and we're very happy with him and Nick, and think that they both got great futures here.
Also, Joe Borelli started that game, and his final line's going to look like he got roughed up, but he had some bad luck in the field, and only which resulted in 1 bad inning. But overall, he pitched well. It's the best I thought he pitched all year.
Yeah, he definitely was his best outing so far this year, and he's coming around. I mean, he's probably been the most affected by the catching situation out of any of our pitchers because he has such hard stuff and throws a good slider and has great late action on his ball. And, some of the catchers have been having problems picking that up and being able to block for him. And then when that happens, obviously as a pitcher, you tend to hesitate throwing those pitches. So, but I felt the same way. I felt it was Joe's best outing. I thought he threw 1 bad pitch the whole game, basically, and like you said, that affects what his line looks like. But as far as his performance, I was very happy with him, and I'm a big Joe Borelli guy, as everybody knows, and I think this kid's him and Brendan Butler are going to be the two mainstays of our rotation for the next 3 years.
Well, you're talking about the catching situation, and John Giacchis, who's been getting most of the starting behind the plate, goes home to Staten Island this weekend. How's he feeling after that?
Sore. I mean, it's incredible how after catching him his first weekend, I let him catch both ends of the doubleheader on Saturday, and it's incredible then on Sunday that the game goes 16 innings, so it's more than a doubleheader for him. But it's just the way it's going for us right now this year. It's incredible that the way things are happening. But he hung in there. I mean, he was hurting in practice yesterday, but he hung in there Sunday, and I thought he did a pretty good job behind the plate for us.
How is the team's morale overall, especially after a victory like that?
I think that helped. I mean, again, expectations are high. Expectations have become much higher since last season, and that's a factor. But we also recognize that, we've gotten bit by the injury bug this year, and that's something that's very hard to compensate for. My line of kids, you just got to keep fighting in the same way you went through a losing streak. There's a winning streak in there somewhere, and hopefully we hit that winning streak pretty soon. And as long as they play hard, which, again, I mean, I thought the most important thing about that 16-inning game was that, here's a team that's 0-11 at the time in the league, and we didn't roll over. We just kept plugging away. Every time Wagner tied the game, I mean, Dylan Sprague threw out the winning run at the plate to force more extra innings. So I can't be prouder of their effort. Their effort was outstanding. We have to become a little smarter. 2 out, 2 strikes on a hitter, up 1. That's not the time we're going to pick up play at second base. I mean, there's things we did that I haven't seen us do in years. I haven't seen any of my teams do in years, and I certainly didn't see any of those guys do that last year. So sometimes when you're in a losing streak, kids tend to overthink, overcompensate, and it just creates more problems. So hopefully the win will relax everyone, because I think that was a pressing issue too.
Well, this weekend you return home in conference play with a 4-game series against LIU Brooklyn. Can you just comment a little bit about the Blackbirds and what they bring?
Yeah, they're always a good hitting team. I mean, obviously they got Topa, who's an outstanding pitcher. It's going to be a tough weekend. I mean, they're a quality ball club. They made the playoffs 2 years ago. They're off to a pretty good start. We're going to have to play well. That's the way it is right now. We're going to have to play well. I mean, obviously it helps that we're playing them at home. I mean, that helps us a lot. It's good to finally get back home, because we've played, I think, only 8 home games all year so far. So the next 10, I believe, are all home. So this is our chance to try to turn the corner.
Well, anyone interested in coming out and watching the series at the Number One Family Baseball Complex this weekend, Friday's openers at 3 o'clock. Saturday's doubleheader will begin at 1. And those who cannot make it, it will be streamed live on NEC Front Row. And then Sunday's series finale will also begin at 1 o'clock. Well, Coach, we want to wish you good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time. And hopefully we can continue on the success from the Wagner series finale.
Sounds good to me. Thanks.
Right. Thank you, Knights fans, for joining us.